Why hello there friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and today I'm bringing you another Deep Purple double reaction. We're going to be checking out two songs, one off of the Machine Head album, the other off Perfect Strangers. We'll start off with Space Truckin' and then we'll jump into Wasted Sunsets. As always with Deep Purple, we don't know what to expect from album to album, but hey, that never stopped us over here. We've gone down the Deep Purple rabbit hole. We've gone down the Rainbow rabbit hole, the Blackmore's Night rabbit hole, the Ritchie Blackmore rabbit hole. And each time we find more interesting music, enjoyable, great riffs, anything you can pretty much name under the sun, it's there. So I'm excited as always to check this out. But before we do, let's please thank Graham the Wise for making this request. As always, Graham, thank you so much, and I hope you're doing well. Now, let's jump in. Blackmore's solo feedback control. Just owning the Marshall amp. Oh, Jesus. You know, I've seen a few guitarists in my lifetime, like, play with the feedback, but not for 9 minutes. At least that's what I'm assuming is about to happen. Wow, the volume control. And it's a very bluesy Blackmore today. Oh, there he goes. Dials it up. It's wild. I've never seen somebody do an entire solo feedback track. I assume this is like an intro to the song. He's just playing with that volume knob. It's basically like decrescendoing the note. Does this not sound like a cello? It's such a surprise. Like the bow strokes, right? Dude, he's a madman. The intensity is there. Very eerie, like almost sci-fi-esque. so new. I'm just laughing at the angle with which he's playing. Oh my goodness. He's feeling it. Undeniably. It's like a siren, you know? Now what? What do you got? What do you got in store? That is what you got in store. Frankly, I don't really know how to comment over that, but it's very unique. I got a bit of context for Ritchie Blackmore and some of the early guitars recently from Graham himself, letting me know that some of the earliest Marshall amps were actually used by the likes of Ritchie Blackmore. So a lot of what I at least imagine now is happening when I witness a performance like this is that he's just exploring right now. He's pushing the distortion to the extreme, allowing the sound to carry his interest and just go wherever it really needs to go, because I guarantee you most people in attendance of these shows have either very rarely heard music like this or have never heard music like this. Given the time frame, I didn't really realize this, but now getting to reflect back in the year 2025 on all of this work, it feels like, oh, of course, everything makes sense. All of the distorted guitar playing, I take it for granted. But at the time, in 1972 here especially, this would be very novel, right? So it's important to keep that historical context in mind for the type of playing he was doing, as well as the impact it's having on those audiences. But I've had a hard time finding melody in this. Oh, he's found his root note. Oh. Phrygian dominant. Oh, this is nice. The drums are rolling. Pick scraping. You hear the bass underneath? A lot more treble. my god, he just takes it off. It's almost like nails on a chalkboard the way his strings are just rubbing up against the amp. Oh my, this is crazy. He didn't snap a string, did he? Behind the back, Stevie Ray Vaughan. They should have titled this video Ritchie Blackmore destroying his electric guitar. Jesus. That is an extremely chaotic, energetic, high octane, just all over the place performance with, I guess, the emphasis on Ritchie's guitar work and, more importantly, the creation of new sound and feedback with the amps. It's cool when you are on the forefront of technology and will apply it to music, because you can create some new sounds that nobody else has ever heard or even conceived of being able to create. The amplifier being one of those extremely novel inventions that moved the needle for the genres of hard rock and metal. There's an instrument now in the modern era, which, maybe instrument is a bit generous, but also why can't it be an instrument? I believe it's an iPad app, something called GeoForce or Geo something. I don't know the exact name now. I'd have to spend some time to just find the link for the video. But Jordan Rudess, the keyboard player for the progressive rock or progressive metal band Dream Theater, he, in collaboration with a bunch of scientists, arrived at this new app, basically, which it's like a combination of a multi-leveled fretboard, almost like a guitar, but can be also played like keyboard might be, but it somehow incorporates the ability to bend and slide and whammy like a guitar would. So it almost is a digital hybrid of a keyboard and an electric guitar. I wish I knew the name offhand. I would encourage you to find it. I believe Rick Beato and Jordan Rudess together showcased that app. It's certainly worth checking out. But back to the broader point, whenever there's new technology in music, in any space, the limits of our creativity become expanded. Because if you imagine, we've done everything that we could possibly do with the current electric guitar. If we create something on top of that doesn't yet exist, but interacts with the guitar in a novel and unique way, natural byproduct of that combination is something new. So to me, this is just putting putting into music that perspective. What Ritchie Blackmore is doing here is putting something truly new out there and allowing people to hear it for the first time, be shocked by it, but also intrigued, and potentially other creatives take it in their own direction. So that is a very chaotic performance of Space Truckin'. Let's check out What Wasted Sunsets here. Which is many years after Dude, Ian is so good. Go Ritchie, man. The difference between these two songs, at the very least, granted they're like 10-12 years apart, but this is so infinitely more melodic, right? Slower tempo allows Ritchie to just soar over the top of everything in the careful phrasing and composition that he does. It's just a beautiful track, and it's crazy, all of the shades of purple that we're getting.
Gray circles overhead, empties on the floor. The cracks in the walls have grown too long. The slow hand is dragging on, afraid to meet the dawn. One too many wasted sunsets. One too many.
Makes me so happy. Wow. And the John Lord. It's really, really great melodic atmosphere. It's crazily enough, like the perfect kind of vibe for me to hear from Deep Purple this morning. I think I prefer Wasted Sunsets here more than Space Trucking, not because of any problem with Space Trucking per se, but it's just a lot more melodic and calming for the ears, for my brain, this early in the morning. And did you notice the moment I noticed it twice or maybe 3 times throughout the track, but certainly at the end, the last lyric that Ian sings, it actually blends perfectly into Ritchie's outro playing, which then perfectly blended into John's playing. It's something really special when a band, they find whatever, they create this like melodic atmosphere together, and they continually can draw from that or phase themselves in and out such that it feels like a perfect handoff from one instrument to the other. It almost feels like if you were to look at this in a DAW, like 2 layers of electric guitar and vocals, for example, they're perfectly being blended together, but in reality, they're just playing together, but in sequence. So there's a brief bit of overlap, and then they transition between the two, which means that the way that their instruments are positioned, it's so close to the actual reality of the vocals or just each other. That requires a lot of sound engineering and sound engineering to make that happen. But all in all, at a very high level, we had 2 very Deep Purple tracks today. One far more chaotic than the other, one more melodic than the other. I think Ritchie's phrasing in Wasted Sunsets had more of an emotional impact on me, whereas what I heard in Space Trucking was more of a exhibition for what can be done with the distortion on an amplifier, what can be done with feedback, scraping the strings everywhere. Like he's doing pick scraping, he's literally taking his guitar and stepping on it, rubbing it up against the amp, potentially causing a positive feedback loop. It's like at the same time as being like chaotic, it's also very fun. I can imagine a lot of parents who may have seen that performance were like, man, I'm definitely not giving my kids an electric guitar for Christmas because they are going to make my life, let's just say the nice way. It's going to be very loud in the house. But that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed my reaction. If you did and would like to request one yourself, you can always do so by clicking the first link in the description box below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.